Everyone, good morning and good evening. So now I am going to create another master data in SAP ME, and that is known as a routing. So before creating a master data routing in SAP ME, first understand what it is. So let me put it in a slide mode. So routing is made up of with all the operations that you have. So by using the operation, you can create a routing, and that operation you can put in a sequence. So in that particular sequence, that operation will be performed. And in routing, you can assign a material as well, that for what all materials did this particular routing will be used. And as well as apart from the material assignment to the routing, you even assign that production resource and tool PRTs, inspection characteristics can also be assigned to the routing. So routing is nothing but your production line, where actually you have multiple operations that you are performing or you are executing to manufacture a product. So in our example for engine manufacturing, we have already created all the operations that is required, and then we'll go for the routing creation. So in the routing steps, you can also give the work centers. So routing steps will already we have created, so that automatically the work center will be copied into the routing step. One routing step can have a multiple sub operations as well. So according to the requirement, you can go for the sub operations as well. So there are different type of routings in SAP ME that you can create. So first is of production routing. So this is a normal routing that is used for the production. It can be used for the rework, but can contain the rework step. So the production routing you can use for the rework as well. In a scenario, suppose you are using a production line and you don't have any dedicated rework line. So in that case, you might be using one of the operation on the same routing for the rework. So that scenario also you can cover by using the production routing. Non-conformance routing. So non-conformance routing is used when you are logging a defect to the product and you want that automatically that upon that defect, whenever someone is logging a particular defect, you want that a product need to be moved to the rework routing. So your non-conformance routing you can also use as a rework routing. The special routing also you can use as a rework routing. And there is a special routing, and that you can use as a rework routing, as well as it has a special characteristics that you can use for the special routing. In that, what will happen? Suppose your product is at the production line, and if you want that particular product to be automatically so you can use that special routing for your special processing, for a special requirement. Sometimes suppose the audit is happening, so in that case also you can use a special routing. But the condition is that at the special routing, the first operation should be a special operation. Okay, so a special operation is the first step on the special routing. So the main characteristics and features that you can utilize for the special routing that is different from other is, and SFC can be started at the special operation of the special routing, even if in queue at another operation on another router. If your SFC or your product is getting manufactured at the, suppose there is a production line, and if you want that particular product need to be started at the special router steps that can be performed, it will move from production routing to the special routing for a special handling, and anytime you can do it. A special router can be used as a disposition router. You can never specify a special routing for a material and release a swap order to this routing. So you will not be going to use this special routing for your swap order release. You cannot maintain that special router in your material. So your production order will be released. So this is used only for the special handling that's required. Disposition function routing, I will come the time I will go for the defect management in SAP ME. SFC specific routing also you can create, and there is a sample routing also you can create where you don't want to test all the engines. Suppose there is a scenario that I don't want to test all the engine. I want to test one engine at every 10 engine. So for that, actually, you can define the sampling. You can use a feature that is available in SAP ME as sampling. And for that, you can define the sample routing and you can use. And depending on the sample collection, it will be testing at that particular engines that selected for the sampling. And here one important concept in routing is any order versus simultaneous group. So any order and simultaneous is a group of your operations, group of steps. Okay. So what is the difference between any order and simultaneous group? So any order also contains multiple operations, and simultaneous group also you can put multiple operation. So the differences is that SFC goes through all the operation listed in the group, but not in any specific order. So in any order, suppose there are 5 operations you have put into the any order group. Okay. So in any order group, all that 5, whenever the SFC will be released to that routing group, all the all group, your SFC will be available at all the operations that is available in your any order group. But once you started at one operation, your SFC will be removed from other and it will be started at that particular operation. But in simultaneous group, you can provide a parallel execution of functionality. Once your SFC will be released and it's available at the simultaneous group step, here all your SFC will be in queue at all the operations that is available in simultaneous group. And parallelly, you can start and complete. If all the operation will be completed that is available in a simultaneous group, then we can say that complete steps has been completed, and then now it will move to the next operation. So generally, suppose you are doing automobile manufacturing integration. So there are, suppose there are 4 wheels and 4 operator is working on that 4 wheels operations. There are 4 operations. So that all operations need to be performed at the same time. There is no sequence that the first operation will be done, then second, then fourth. The 4 wheels, they are the 4 person, they are assembling the 4 wheels together. So it means the 4 operations is happening simultaneously at the parallel. So in that case, actually, you can go for the simultaneous group. And you can handle scripting also in the routing. So whenever we will be creating a routing, you can write the JavaScript code as well for the decision making. Okay, so I will show you in the routing when I will open the routing maintenance and see how it's work. So this is exercise 6, And here actually we are going to create a routing in SAP ME. So the name of the routing I'm going to give is engine underscore route. And on this routing, there is a production router and there is a rework router. So I'm going to create both the routing as a production and the rework. For the production router, I have a 10, 20, 30, and 40 step. And for the rework, I have only one, that is the 50. So both router I'm going to create in SAP ME. So production router I will create of the production router type, and for the rework I will create for the non-conformance routing. So I want to use here that engine test operation. Whenever the testing gets failed and defect is being logged, I want to move automatically to the rework router that is of the type non-conformance routing. So let me go to the system. Here, let me refresh once. Let me change the site. I am going into the routing maintenance. So there is an activity in SAP ME that is routing maintenance. And by using the routing maintenance activity, you can create, update, or delete your routing. So can you see whenever I clicked here, one CSV file has been downloaded. So routing is another Java application inside ME where you are maintaining your routing. Click here. So to open the routing in SAP ME, you must have installed a JDK on your system. Then only a routing will be opened, because this is the Java application and the JDK is required for it. So this is the screen for the routing maintenance. So here I'm going to give the name for the routing, that is the engine underscore route. So this is the name, and I'm providing a version for this engine route. Here you can see the by default there is a routing type is production routing. There are different type of routing that we explained, that all type of routing you can create here. So here I am giving that description engine routing. Now there is a status is new. I am going to make it releasable. So unless and until you will not make a routing status as a releasable, it will not be used for the production. Making it a current version, and now I'm moving to the routing tab. So at the left hand side you can see there are operations. So whatever the operations we have created, all the operations is available here, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50, that we can use to create our own routing. There is other steps. These all are the steps are there. That is the standard steps that actually you can use. Okay, in that already provided by SAP, that actually you can use it. NC routing, already there is a routing that someone has created the routing. A special routing is the standard routing that's already there in the system. There is a production routing is there, that is the by default. So these all are the default routers, disposition function routers are there, that actually ME is using it internally. So now what I am going to do, I am going to create our production router, and in our production router we have these steps in 10, 20, 30, and 40. Okay, so just click and drag to your operation and it will come here into the content area. So this is your first router step 10. This is the second router step. This is a third router step, this is your fourth router step, and this is your fifth router step. So now I'm going to connect it. So first, whenever you release an order to this routing, that all the SFCs that gets generated will be available at the operation number 10. It means the first operation of the routing. I'm connecting it. So after completing operation 10, your product will move to the operation 20. After completing the 20, it will move to the 30. After completing the 30, it will move to the 40. And after completing of 40, it will move to the 50. But actually, a 50 I am not going to use for the production router. Okay, so I am just removing it. Up to 40 only I am going to create at the production router. So if a particular SFC has gone through each of the operations completion, you have manufactured one quantity of that product. Okay, so this is the last operation and this is the first operation. So if you double click, you can see this is the operation, this is the operation description, this is the work center we maintain in operation, and you can see there is a checkbox that is the entry step. So this is my entry step. If you will come to the 40, you can see there is a operation 40, engine test. So all these things are available here. All the details that actually put into the operation level, that all details came here. So click OK. So this is my routing, right? So I can save it now. This is the production has been saved. Now I'm going to create a rework router. Okay, so the rework router, how we will create? So let me click on clear, so everything will be cleared. Here I am going to give the router name as engine rework. So this is my engine rework route. Okay, here I'm going to give the version A, and here I'm going to create a type as the NC routing. Okay, so NC routing, why I'm creating the NC routing? I will log a NC, I will log the defect, and then depending on the defect, it will move to the rework router. My SFC will move to the rework router. Here I am making it releasable, current version, go to the routing. And here I am going to use that rework operation. So at the rework router, I am going to use only one operation as a rework operation. And after that, what I am doing, I have a two option. Either I am putting it on hold or putting it in a scrap, or actually either I am sending back again to the original after the rework. So here I can use the hold. Either it will put on hold, either it will go for the scrap, or either it will go return to the original. Okay, so these three steps, and these all three are the standard. So here you can see there is only one anchor is there, right? So you can add some other as well. Right click on it and add a right anchor. So another got added, and the three I have added here. Now it will attach this three. So what I am doing here, I'm creating a router, engine rework router. There only one step is there, that is known as rework. And when this rework will be completed, some operator actually, suppose they started SFC at this rework operation, and they will try to complete, they will get three options. Do you want to hold it, or do you want to move to the original? It means, do you want to move to the production router again back here? It came from engine test to the rework. So do you want to send it back to the engine test again if you have successfully done the rework, or if there is a rework is not possible and you are going for the scrap. So these three options will be provided to the operator, and operator will do the decision, okay, what need to be done. And that is actually, you can see here, the queue decision is the completing operator. So completing operator, so there are two type of queue decision. One is the completing operator and one is the next operator. It means here is the completing operator. Whenever operator is completing it, the same operator will have to take this decision. If it is the next operator, in another scenario, the next operator will decide what need to be done. But here the same operator, completing operator, will take the decision. Now I'm saving this router. No disposition group are defined. So right now I'm not defining any disposition group. I will, the time I will go for the NC management, I will define the disposition group for it. So I'm saving it. Let me go here. I have already written. Let me use for here that all as a disposition group for now. Hold step 0 to 0 must have one operation return step after it. There is no 20 operation here. Save it. It got saved. And say routing. Let me remove the disposition. Step 20. So here actually it's not allowing me to save, right? It is saying that no disposition routing has been, and it is saying that the hold step, right? So in that case, what is happening? whenever I'm putting this particular SFC that is getting completed from rework to hold, so either there should be one operation here where that particular SFC will go on hold. So there are two options here. Either I can remove the hold from here from the routing, or what I need to do, or I can use here that a return previous. Okay. So what will happen? First, this will go on hold, and again actually this particular SFC will come on the rework, and it will on the rework operation itself, it will be put on hold. So for right now, I'm creating this rework router where I can successful router, I can send it back to the original production router, or scrap it, or put on hold and keep it at a rework operation itself. So here I have selected the NC routing and this. Now I'm clicking on save. So no disposition group defined. Do you want to continue? Yes. I don't want disposition group to be defined in the routing. I will define the disposition group the time I will create the NC. So thank you very much. This is all about the routing creation. So next video I will go for a production order, create and release.